Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just going to get started in another minute or two. And thank you all so much for being here and for joining us on State Advocacy Day that's coming up very quickly. I'm really excited y'all will be able to join us down in the Capitol and that you're here with us to learn a little bit more about how to tell your story and meet with your legislator. I think we got a pretty good group of folks here with us. If you're ready, I'm gonna turn it over to Bruce and you can take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Bruce Sisler. I'm the Director of State Affairs. You already heard from Ryan Flanagan, who is our Advocacy Manager here in New Jersey. Welcome to meeting with your legislator. I wanted to make this sort of a brief session for you guys to understand your role at State Advocacy Day, as well as your role if you're going to meet with the legislator in his or her district office, if you're going to Washington to meet with a member of Congress or meet with a member of Congress here in the state at their district office. Ryan, if you want to just click to the next. So just so you understand, meeting with your legislator and telling your story is very, very simple. These people are not people that you should be intimidated by. They are just like you and I. They just got lucky and ran for an election and got elected. So they're no different than you or I. They have no more specific or special knowledge about anything other than the fact that they want to be a member of Congress or a member of the state legislature. So when you're talking to them, keep it simple. Don't go too deep in anything because they have 1,000 different things on their plate at any one time, and they want to be. They're just like you and I. So your story, the things that you've experienced with Alzheimer's disease, either living with Alzheimer's disease or as a care partner for someone, or both. Your story is the most important thing than anything else. I've said this many times. I am a lobbyist. I go to Trenton. There are 100 lobbyists sitting in a room to talk to legislators. They hear from us about all sorts of different diseases, all sorts of statistics and facts and figures, and their head is spinning. They don't remember any of it. So I don't want you to think that you need to remember anything other than your story. That's it. That's what they're going to remember when they go to the cocktail party later on Thursday night, when they're done with a long session day, when they go this weekend to talk to their constituents at something. They're going to say, not what Bruce Sisler had to say about all the stats and figures in the state of New Jersey, that there's 12.3%, or there's 185,300 people, or 272,000 people. They're not going to remember any of that. They're going to say that I met with Larry, and his story was, I met with Doreen, and her story was. And they're going to remember your story and the fact that there's Alzheimer's disease in the state of New Jersey that is a public health crisis. That's what they're going to remember, and that's what we want them to remember. So in terms of dealing one-on-one with your legislator when you see them on Thursday, just a few brief, simple things. Thank them, number one, for their time. They like to be thanked. They never get thanked. They listen to a lot of people complain all day long. So just thank them. Thank them for their time. We also can thank them actually for their vote on biomarkers. They voted unanimously in the state of New Jersey just a month ago for biomarker legislation, on the biomarker legislation. So thank them for their time. And if you can remember to thank them for their biomarker vote, that will be great. Then introduce yourself to them. You don't need to go deep, your name and the town that you live in. They want to know your town so that they can say, hey, I met with Ryan and he lives in Maplewood. They're going to remember that. And they want to know that specifically because if that's a town in their district, they want to know that. Then tell your story. I can't tell you how to tell your story other than do it the way you do it. Don't worry about massaging it or trying to come up with the perfect words or the perfect anything. There is no such animal other than how you tell your story and the information that you have and the experience that you have in living with this disease or as a care partner of someone who is living with the disease. Tell your story and keep it to your words. I would also suggest you could ask them after you tell your story, ask them if they have a connection to Alzheimer's. So many people do. So many people have relatives or friends of friends. Ask them if they have a connection. So you're turning it into and making it personal for them. If that you can do that, if you can make that happen, your story, and maybe listen to their story a little bit. You don't have to do all the talking. They like to talk too. They're politicians. And then finally, I would just give them the materials. Now, we're going to have two different asks. We're going to have the dementia coordinator ask and the fully funded public awareness campaign ask, okay? But I'm not making you or forcing you to read up on anything or have the knowledge on either one of these bills. So what we've done is Ryan and I have created a little tiny booklet that you're going to hand to them. And it is going to have just some 2025 facts and figures. And it's going to have how New Jersey officials can address the public health crisis. It's going to have some information on the dementia coordinator, and it is also going to have some information on the public awareness campaign. So you don't have to remember any of that stuff if you don't want to. It's fine. Ryan, next slide. Our theme for this State Advocacy Day is timely and urgent. Timely and urgent. Um, our asks, the dementia coordinator position, because it is timely. It is timely because for the dementia coordinator, if you guys remember in 2023, you helped to pass a bill here in New Jersey that created the Alzheimer's Commission. That commission is reviewing currently the 2016 New Jersey State Alzheimer's Plan, the soup to nuts plan for public policy for Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. So this commission that you guys created, and I see Jeannie Castell's on here who sat on the 2016 or helped to create that 2016 plan. Those things are being updated right now. When that plan is updated, it could either do one of two things: sit on the governor's desk again for another 10 years, or it can be implemented. We want that plan implemented. So our ask is timely for the dementia coordinator because the dementia coordinator is going to be the one that's going to implement that plan. That is why our ask, our number one ask, is so timely. Our number two ask is a fully funded public awareness campaign, and this is urgent. It is urgent because of everything that you guys as advocates have done for us in the last 2 years. We have created a law just recently that you guys last year pushed and pushed and pushed, which is access to biomarkers testing. That biomarkers testing can now give us a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease in an instant. And you guys help to cover that for every single New Jerseyan. Every single New Jerseyan is covered by insurance now because of you for biomarkers. That is important because we have two now, and hopefully more, but two treatments, lecanemab and donanemab, Leqembi and Kisunla. Those two treatments, those two drugs, can help to um, uh, slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease. People can get tested, people can get these drugs that are going to slow the progression, but they don't know it. They don't know it. Go out on the street today and ask anybody if they know any of any of that information that I just gave you, and they don't. So what we need to do, this is urgent, that we get a fully funded public awareness campaign to let every single New Jerseyan know that they can get tested and they can get treatment. So that's our themes this time, timely and urgent. You don't need to remember all of that stuff, but if you do and you get into a conversation, that's sort of the soup to nuts. Ryan, next slide.
Give me 1 second as we move over.
What we're going to be bringing up next is the New Jersey State Advocacy suggested meeting flow. This is a suggested meeting flow for you guys, and you'll have it in your packets when you go to, we will give it to you, this meeting flow, when we go to Trenton on Thursday. You will have this. Again, you don't have to remember all of this, but if you want those talking points that I just gave to you, the dementia coordinator talking points and our ask, the public awareness campaign talking points and our ask, it's all right there for you to work with. You don't have to follow any of these instructions in terms of specifically remembering all the stuff. Do it how you want to do it, just to make sure, that you tell your story exactly in simple terms, the way you would say it. There's no perfect way to say it other than the way that you're going to say it. That's the perfect way. So I'll open it up to any questions that you may have. And I hope that was helpful. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Brian, you want to open it up?
Bruce and Ryan, can I just jump in here real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I see many familiar faces on the call, but I know for some of you, I'm a new face. So I just want to share with you. So I'm Paul Irwin Dudek. I am the new executive director here of the Greater New Jersey chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, and I live in Nutley. So I want to thank you for using your voice and sharing your stories. Yes, Bruce said, the numbers and the statistics every once in a while, they do get overwhelming. Knowing that there's over 185,000 residents here in New Jersey, but also in my county, in Essex County, that there's over 17,000 individuals. And for me, just so you know, my personal story, 16 years ago, my babci, my Polish grandmother, didn't really get to experience the joy of what it meant to becoming a great-grandmother to our first great-granddaughter because of her dementia. And my uncle, who was her caregiver, is now facing dementia. And so, as Bruce said, the awareness campaign is so important and so timely because we know that by spreading awareness and getting individuals to understand different treatment options and being diagnosed earlier, that we can slow the progression down. And so again, I just want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this week. But also this has been a long road ahead of us. So we've had some great wins here in New Jersey, and it is because of you. And again, Bruce and Ryan, thank you both for your support. But we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for each of you that are on this call and for each of you that are going to be down in Trenton. So thank you. I look forward to meeting you all in person. Bring your umbrellas. Unfortunately, that was the one thing that Bruce and Ryan could not plan for was the weather, but they are planning on an amazing day. So again, just on behalf of everyone here at the association and for all of our neighbors and our friends and our family members, thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Does anyone have any questions about Thursday, you don't need to bring anything. Just show up, and we'll be there with anything you may or may not need, including lunch.
Hey,
Bruce,
Bruce, I
it's
have a
Rob.
quick, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. I just have a quick question. I read something the other day, and maybe you can clarify it, and I don't know how that plays into the biomarker, and I think it might walk hand in hand, is that the FDA just approved a blood test. Do
That's
you want to
correct.
just mention that or talk about that for maybe 30 seconds?
Yeah, so as you guys know, the biomarkers legislation that we passed and was signed into law in New Jersey covers all sorts of biomarker testing. Uh, Prohibitive blood tests when the bill passed because the FDA had not approved that yet. It was simply a cerebrospinal fluid test, a PET scan test. But the FDA did just last week approve a blood test for biomarker testing, which is so great. It's so easy and so less invasive. And so we'll definitely be telling our legislators and thanking them for passing the biomarker testing. And now that we have this, it is so much easier and faster for us. So thank you for bringing that up, Larry. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, are there specific times that have been created to meet with our local representatives?
So we have, as always, Trenton is extremely fluid. We do not have times because they do not have meeting rooms. Most of the meetings that you will be taking place is either in room number 14 in the state annex building with your legislators. Some of them are going to come and see us. At some point, we are going to actually move over to the State House itself and go to the cloakroom, which is right off of the assembly floor. We're going to pass and have the legislators come off the floor to meet with you either in the cloakroom or in the hallway right outside. So we're going to keep it all fluid. They know that we're there. I've reached out to them several times to let them know that you guys are there. I know each and every one of your legislative districts and reached out to those specific legislators to tell them that you will be there to meet with them if they are available, and we will pull them off the floor for you to meet. So there is no specific time. We're going to do that between 11 and 4 throughout the day and try and pull them off. And as soon as we do have some speakers that are also coming to meet with us in room 14. Senator Angela McKnight, Department of Human Services Deputy Commissioner Kaylee McGuire, and a couple of other folks are coming to meet with us. So
Okay,
I
thank
got a
you.
question.
yeah.
Is it suit and tie?
Business casual is fine, or however you want to come, but just wear purple if you could. If you've got some purple, Jeff, that
I
would be
do.
perfect. Yeah, it does not have to be. It does not have to be suit and tie.
I saw a question from Terry.
Barry?
Yes, I wanted to know if the Senate was going to be available.
Senate is not in session that day, except for 4 Senate committees that will be in the State House Annex at the lower floors from us. We'll be on the 4th floor. There's a committee in the 3rd floor and 3 committees that are going to be heard on the 1st floor. If you have a senator that is going to be there that day from your district, you will be sent down. We will have you escorted down with one of our volunteers to meet with that senator. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking to meet with really Holly Shapizi from my
If she is
district.
if she is there, I'm running through those districts now to make sure to see if she's even going to be there. I don't know specifically for Senator Shapizi, but I'll find out.
Yeah, I think she's got a special heart for Alzheimer's because of some of her family background, herself, and that kind of stuff. She's not partisan on that at all.
You're exactly right. I've spoken a lot with Holly. We graduated from college together, so yes. right?
If there are no further questions, I think that's all we have for everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We really greatly appreciate it, and we're so excited to see you with us in Trenton on Thursday. I'll be sending a recording of our conversation today out to everyone in just a little bit, as well as the slides. And I will talk to you all soon. An email has already gone out with the parking information and like all the details for how to get into the building and all that fun stuff. But I will be sending it out again in case anybody missed it, probably today or tomorrow. But we're really excited to have y'all join us on Thursday. It's going to be a great day. And have a good one.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you on Thursday.